Our man Shohei Ohtani gambles away his fortune. Does he do it? Did he do it? My answer is he damn sure was betting on other sports. They didn't prove that he bet on baseball. Okay. But was he betting? Absolutely. He was betting. I don't want to hear that he wasn't, man. Don't tell me that your interpreter, I don't care how good a buddy he is. I don't care. He didn't have access to $4.5 million of your money. He did it. He absolutely did it. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I
Hey,
mean,
if
go
if
ahead,
I
Chris.
t-
Go ahead,
if
man.
I tell you go put 100K on Houston winning the tournament, I didn't bet. I
Yes,
told you what to do. You went and bet on Houston. And I think that's the semantics he's looking for here. Is he technically didn't do it. He 100% told his interpreter in Japanese to put this money on somebody. But yeah, he's got a fall guy. Him and Diddy both have fall guy.
absolutely. Here's the thing. Here's what's hilarious. I love Rebecca Elledge. Otani ran his friend over and parked on top of him. Otani knew what was going on. No Diddy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, it would be one thing if everything that we know right now never had happened. But you're not going to tell me that, hey, the feds are investigating this bookie. They find two wire transfers that come directly from your account. And the first statement that you come out with was, oh, yeah, I paid off my buddy's gambling debt. That
Right.
was the first statement that they released out to the press. All of a sudden, 45 minutes later, because I'm sure Major League Baseball called and said, what the hell are you talking about? They
Right.
called, they get together with some lawyers, and then all of a sudden, oh, no, my buddy stole it. And then the buddy comes out, oh, yeah, he didn't know. I stole the money. He had no idea. I'm like, wait a second. Wait a damn minute. You're telling me that two stories, the exact opposite, come out. One says, yeah, I paid it off. Why would you say you paid it off if your money was stolen? That's all I'm asking. Why
Yeah.
would it's just
This,
crazy.
the old stolen is everybody knows that one, right? That's like anytime somebody's missing. Yeah. It got stolen. No, we all know that Buddy didn't steal the money. He paid off the guy's debt or his own debt, and then he didn't realize what he was getting himself in for when he said he thought he was gambling through his interpreter, lifelong buddy, good friend. I don't know why now all the articles have him as his interpreter, right? And I get
Yeah.
it, but they're trying to distance. This is his childhood friend or at least
Correct.
late teenage friend. He was gambling through his buddy. His buddy got in the hole. He told him to put it all on red. He put it all on black. Who knows? And he was paying off the debt. But then he realized, I can't say that, and I
Correct.
need something. So,
Correct. And not
yeah.
only can he not say it, he's got to come up with another plan because the feds have wire transfers directly from you. So
Yeah.
you can't just say it's I've got to come up with the plan here because I can't say, yeah, I paid it off. I've got to come up with, no, I didn't know anything about it. He stole the money because you can't have any guilt about this at all. One of the problems is gambling is illegal in California. So sports gambling is illegal. So you're doing all this betting through a proxy bookie, and that's illegal. And that's who the feds were investigating. They were investigating the bookie, and they found these wires from him, and they're like, what the hell's going on here? So my thing is, Ohtani, that statement that he came out, or that press conference he came out with yesterday, was one of the most unnecessary things that I think I've ever
Yeah.
seen. What was he going to do? Come out and say, yep, I did it. Sorry. Instead, he comes out with another interpreter and basically tells the world, yeah, I didn't know. I've known this guy. I trusted him, and he stole my money for gambling debts. I had no idea. Give
Yeah.
me a break. He
Look,
100% knew. He was out there gambling his money away, got late, got caught, and now he's backtracking. And the buddy, first of all, we know that fall guy, Chris. We know
yeah,
that fall guy.
everybody's got one.
Yes.
Everybody's got one. And at what point we got a couple good comments here. It's like, everybody has a price, and his first interpreter's price, he's gonna maybe do a little time, maybe have to pay back a fine and money that he doesn't get from Ohtani. But he's taking that charge because Otani's contract, what was the total of his contract, big guy?
$700 million.
Yeah. So he got 7 hundo sticks coming his way. He's got part of that. And then Darren said, at what point is enough money? Enough is enough. Trust me, they weren't gambling for money. They were gambling for the thrill.
Oh yeah.
They may have a gambling addiction problem. He wasn't gambling because he needed to pay rent the next day. He just was having too much fun.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. First of all, the fall guy, and we know what it is, and you mentioned it. He's going to jail, and he's gonna go spend 18 months in some federal prison somewhere. And
Yeah.
Major League Baseball is probably like, look, you got to take the fall. When you get out, we're gonna have you set aside $50 million. Okay, you can't. We're gonna funnel it through some way, somehow, to get you this money, but you got to take the fall. Because Ohtani is not only the Dodgers' cash cow, it is Major League Baseball's cash cow right now. They
No,
cannot
absolutely.
have this come back on him at all.
His interpreter is going to head back to Japan with a 50 mil in his pocket. He can go buy him a little feeder minor league team over there and live the life. Just don't show your face over here anymore. It'll be
Oh yeah,
just fine. And
yeah.
then I got in the goon squad. We got one of those guys that he's always claiming he's got a lock. And thank God he's still in college and doesn't have access to any money, because I know a guy like this. If he had 700 million, he still would have the lock of the day, trying to put it on something. So
The problem is he'd have 700 million, but the lock he'd bid $10 on it.
Yep.
I got a lock for $10.
I got a lock for 10. Every bet I've followed him on, he's been under 50% on his win rate. So he's just burning through it. But casino or Vegas wasn't built on winners, is what they say, right?
No, it was
He's
not.
the first guy thinks he can outsmart the system.
No,
But no, the Ohtani thing is insane. And if they're smart, they don't ask any more press conferences. They don't elaborate. You just lay low for a bit and let the news cycle do what the news cycle does. Let the Major League Baseball come out with a penalty for your interpreter / friend / bookie's assistant, and let's be done with it.
Yeah,
So.
that's the whole thing. Just lay low. Some people were asking earlier, is Ohtani going to play? I'm like, he's not going to miss a game. Nothing's going to happen to him. They are going to cover this up to the highest degree. I would ask the Goon Squad if anybody thought he didn't do it, but based on the comments, there isn't a soul over there that doesn't think he didn't do this, and they would all be right. He absolutely did it.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, Chris, and again, we'll wrap this up here shortly.
Sure.
I don't think that gambling on sports, if you're a professional athlete, I don't think gambling on other sports is really that big of a deal. I really, really don't. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Gambling on your current sport that you participate in, I think is. However, I will say this. If the rules of whether you're a baseball player, football, basketball, soccer, hockey, whatever it is, to be in that league, if it says you can not bet on any sporting event at all, then that's the rules and you can't do it. It doesn't matter if I think it's dumb, if the rule is dumb, it doesn't matter. Those are the rules. And if you don't want to follow them, I completely understand, because nobody is forcing you to be in any of those leagues. Nobody has held a gun to your head and says you have to be in there. Nobody's done that. So if you don't like it, just don't participate. It's no big deal. But I'm guessing you're going to keep participating because the paycheck is really good. So if that's the case, stay out of gambling. It's that simple.
Yeah, and I don't even agree with if you can't gamble on your own sport. I think that gambling is like another one of those things that is a lot more addictive than people think, and not everybody's wired the same. And I think the minute you say you can gamble on another sport but not on your own, you're seeing people's integrity, right? You're seeing it erode right in front of your eyes. I mean, Jackson was in my living room, itching over the lock of the day, asking me to change the channel. This 21-year-old kid with $8 on a game. So I don't think that there is a certain, you can gamble on this, you can't gamble. So I think I'm agree with you, stay away from it. And it shouldn't be that tough, because it's a literally a no touch zone. No Diddy. But so I think it's simple. There is no, but to Darren's point, sorry, going back to this, nobody will sweep this under the rug like Major League Baseball.
Correct.
Right? Whether it's cork bats, steroids, spouse abuse, the MLB is the best there is at making you look at the sleight of hand and go in the other direction.
Absolutely.
So I think that we'll all forget about this soon, because somebody will be chasing the home run record, and we'll be hearkening back to the Jose Canseco, Barry Bonds, Mark McGwire days.